All right, everybody, welcome back. We are again looking at this Dell Dimension 9200. As you can see, we have cleaned out the vast majority of the dust. I have to be honest, there was a cloud in here up until about a minute ago, so I did my best to get everything out of here, but this is a pretty clean board now. Obviously, there's a little bit of dust left over, but nothing too out of control. So I'm just going to get this ribbon cable back into place. We're going to hook this up, and like I said, again, there's a hard drive in here. This one was built for Windows XP, so looking to see if this Core 2 Duo will boot up and what we've got going on with this Windows XP system. Okay, so we got this big Dell tower connected here. Obviously, it kind of obscures my Dell monitor, so pretty plain back panel on this. So I'm hoping this will fire up, but let's just take a look. And the first thing you may notice is, wow, this thing is loud. And for not having a back fan, there is a lot of air movement coming through there. So I guess kudos to Dell. The other thing you might notice is while we've got power going, no beep codes, also no display, which makes me wonder, does this graphics card work? Don't know. Okay, so just in case I forgot to seat the processor incorrectly, I did reseat that. I took the heatsink out here. I'm going to leave it out for now while I try and boot this, just to see if maybe that helps me hear the hard drive over these super loud fans in here, and try and diagnose, if there is something going on, what it might be. So let's go ahead and hit the button and see if this is going to work for us. Fans are going, and there we go. Looks like the processor probably just wasn't seated. So let's just see. We got Windows XP coming up fast. That must be the strength of that dual core processor in there. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon. And there we go. We've got a blue screen here, and it looks like may have some unknown error. So we'll have to figure out what that is and see what we do from here. Okay, so I was able to get this into setup, and what I found was Bay 2 was not reading or registering as installed. So I'm thinking our blue screen error was just that the RAM wasn't seated correctly. So we're going to go ahead and turn her on, and we're going to go right into setup before we try to get her to boot. And we're just going to see if that now registers. So we've got Dell DXP061, a Intel Core 2 Duo 2.13, 1066 bus, no hyper-threading, but it is a dual core. Memory 1 gig. Okay. So both our 512 sticks are reading and seem to be working correctly. Got the VGA, no populated there. Date and time appears correct. Oops. Boot sequence, floppy CD, hard drive. We do have the SATA. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and just exit setup. And see if it boots to Windows normally. I do hear a hard drive, so we're definitely getting some thinking. Looks like it's trying. And looks like we've got Bob there. So we'll grab a mouse and plug it in and see if we can get into Bob. All right, so we were able to get this booted here. I did have to change the background. Unfortunately, the prior owner of this computer did not clean up their hard drive very well, so I'm going to have to do that for them to protect their privacy. Luckily, I want to just put it out there that I do not rescue these computers in an effort to get anybody's information. I am doing this purely for the hardware aspect and to see if I can get these running again. So just so everyone's aware, I do clean these up. I do not keep anybody's information. I don't think there's any, real identifying stuff on here, but there are family photos, and those are just going to get trashed and wiped from this drive so I can keep this as a booting XP computer. But so Bob, if you're out there and for some reason you recognize this computer, no worries, I've got you. I'm going to make sure that you are secure and protected and that your data is not leaked anywhere. But I do appreciate you sending this off to the recycler so that I could rescue it, clean it up, and get it up and running. So I'm really pleased. We've got another fully booting Dell machine. This one's very clean. The case is really nice. This is probably one that we're going to convert into some sort of an XP gaming rig. I think it's fairly capable, and it's got some expansion potential. So if you've enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button to stay up to date on all things Urza Master. And if you could do me a favor, head over to the Digital Escape Podcast YouTube page. We've got some pretty interesting stuff going on with the podcast. And actually, myself and my cohort, Lord Uther, we've just started a new podcast, which is exclusive to our YouTube channel, that is called the Warp Core Podcast. And I'm sure you can guess that is Star Trek focused. Our first 2 episodes are up and live now. And in the first episode, we're talking Star Trek 1, the motion picture. And of course, the second episode is dedicated entirely to Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. Again, that's the Digital Escape Podcast YouTube page. I am Urza Master, 1/3 of the Digital Escape Podcast. I do appreciate your time. I hope you appreciated this Dell as much as I do, and really looking forward to getting this cleaned up, getting Bob's info off of here, and putting on, who knows, maybe we'll play Doom on this. Have a great day.